Hey guys, good afternoon. Yeah, it's 11:59, but good afternoon. I wanted to come on today to tell you about some of the stress I face as a new entrepreneur, particularly with choosing my business structure. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Dana Cannon Bryson, and I am a brand strategist. I'm a business coach. I'm a purpose coach, and I'm here to share with you what I went through on my journey and help you on your journey on becoming an entrepreneur. All right. So I started business when I started, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago. And I was very excited, and I kind of sort of knew what I wanted to do. I had a sense of what I can do and what I could offer somebody. So obviously, I hit the ground running, started doing my logo, designing my website, and then finally it came down to the point with me choosing a business structure. Now, for those of you who don't know, I worked with my brother at a tax office for the last 7 years. And so I had a little bit of insight on how a business entity affects your taxes, which is extremely important. And a lot of people are talking about going into entrepreneurship, but a lot of people aren't teaching you about your business financial literacy, and they're not teaching you about your tax responsibilities as an entrepreneur, as a new business owner, which can be and turn out to be a huge headache for you down the line. Okay? So nonetheless, I decided, because I worked at a tax office, that the best business entity for me was an S corporation. Okay? I wasn't right and I wasn't wrong. But there are different challenges and benefits that come with an S corporation versus an LLC. I already knew I needed the liability protection. So I didn't have to do a sole prop. I knew I wasn't going to do a sole prop, and I knew I wasn't going to do a partnership because I was pretty much by myself. So I decided to start as an S corporation without doing any research. Now, I didn't know that when you decide to become an S corporation that you're required to do your taxes at a specific deadline, others separate from your business taxes, and that you should do your business taxes first, because the income that you report on your business taxes has to pass through your personal taxes. This is something I didn't know at all, right? So for starters, I didn't really do my taxes the right way, I think. I don't even know, because I still have to go back with my accountant to fix the taxes from the original, from back then. Now I'm compliant. But when I first started, I wasn't compliant, okay? And then I realized that I was receiving bills from the State Department saying that I owe X amount of dollars for failure to file my tax return. I received a letter from the Workers' Compensation Board saying that, oh my God, I got a letter from the Workers' Compensation Board saying that I owe them $10,000. And I didn't owe them $10,000, but it's just the fact that they sent me a bill for $10,000 and I had no idea what any of this meant. None of it. Right? So I started a business. I decided that this is what I was going to do. And I ended up receiving these bills from the IRS, from the State Department. I was frantic. I didn't know what to do. Hi, Mr. Hard Work, or Mrs. I don't know, but you definitely inspired this video, me sharing my story about choosing an S corporation as my business entity, which I still have. And every year I realized that I would miss the tax deadline. So the tax deadline for your business taxes is not the same as the tax deadline for your personal. It was March 15th. I would never do my taxes by the tax deadline, ever. I didn't even remember that I had to do it by a particular tax deadline. These are the things that you have to learn when you're becoming an entrepreneur, okay? There are LLCs. Everyone is recommending an LLC. Some people are recommending an S Corp. Yes, absolutely. There are tax benefits to having an S Corporation. You can write off your expenses and you can minimize your tax liability. However, if you are not compliant with the IRS and with your state department laws, you will receive bills on behalf of them for you to pay. Like I received a $10,000 workers' compensation board bill for having an S corporation. Why? Because I have an S corporation that is in New York City, and any employee that is working for my corporation should have workers' compensation insurance. Okay? And this is something that I didn't learn because I didn't take my time to do the research. Now, when I started 6 years ago, I knew how to form the business entities because that was my job when I worked at the tax office with my brother. But forming a business entity and being compliant and making sure your business is compliant with the IRS and with the State Department is two totally different things that you have to be responsible for. And as a new entrepreneur, it is your responsibility to learn your responsibilities. That's why I'm developing a coaching program to break down all of that information. All right. But nonetheless, I started in the recent years offering the LLC as an options to my, hi Stephanie, to my clients. And the reason why I offer it as an option and why I believe it is one of the best structures for an entrepreneur is because it is flexible, okay? If you do not understand how to maintain compliance with an S corporation, you can choose to have your LLC taxed as a regular sole proprietorship. Does this give you tax benefits? No, it does not. It does not give you the tax benefits that an S corporation gives you. But what it does do is give you the flexibility and the time to learn what the benefits of an S corporation is. So when you're ready to, you can file two forms. Two forms you file. You file something called a S-2553 with the IRS, and you file a CT6 with the state. Well, that's for New York State. Depending on what state you're in, there's a different form for each state because obviously it's 50 states, so they're all gonna have different forms. For New York, it's the CT6. Okay. When you file that paperwork, you're electing to be taxed as an S corp, which means you get the flexibility of the LLC in the beginning when you need it, and you get later on down the line, you get the tax benefits of the S corporation. That's extremely necessary. All right. Now, depending on what you're doing in business, which is also another reason why you need to do your research, an LLC may not fit your goals, right? An S corporation may fit your goals. You may want to go public one day. Let's say you're selling a product and you're selling a facial product and you want to be on the shelves of Target, or you want to go public. That S corporation benefits you then, right? You have to get an accountant or have somebody who specializes in this area to make sure that you're compliant every year, but that may be beneficial, okay? But I would never recommend a sole proprietorship or a general partnership because they don't give you any liability protection, okay, at all. What does liability protection means? That means that if you start a toothpaste company and someone uses it and they get an ulcer in their mouth and they decide to come after you and sue you, they're not coming and suing your personal assets, but they're suing the assets of your business for compensation. That's why I do not recommend a sole proprietorship, especially if you're creating a product line, because it doesn't give you any legal liability protection at all. But the LLC and the corporations give you those liability protections that you need as an entrepreneur, okay? But you have to do your research, or you have to invest in an accountant, or you have to invest in programs to teach you. It's not just about delving into entrepreneurship and one day deciding you're so happy and you know what your passion is. This is business, and you have to learn the art of business. You have to learn business if you're going into business. You don't necessarily need to go and get an MBA. You don't have to go and get a degree in business, but you can do your research. You can go on YouTube. You can connect yourself with the right people so you're making the right decisions. Because like me, and it's unfortunate, like me, I have learned through unfortunate situations what all of this actually means. When in the beginning, when I decided to become an entrepreneur, once I was writing my goals down, I would say, okay, what business entities do I want to get? These are the pros and these are the cons. These are the ones that I want to invest in because long term they benefit my company the best. Those are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Thank you, Steph. Those are the questions that you absolutely have to ask yourself. You have to set your goals. It's not just social media marketing, branding. Those are also extremely important to making more money, becoming an influencer, selling your books, getting on stages. Again, it depends on what your goals are. But your first step is understanding business financial literacy. Okay, we all know we all are fighting for financial literacy, but a lot of us are coming in with no business financial literacy, and that is going to hurt us eventually. Another thing that you should know is that you need to separate your personal finances from your business finances. They should be separate accounts. They should not be the same. They should not be the same. When you file your paperwork with the Secretary of State, you go and you get your bank account, okay? You go and you start your bank account, you get your bank card, and when you start selling your products or start doing your services, the money is funneling into that account. My rent for my office comes out of my business accounts, okay? Anything that I need in here, paper, pen, staples, whatever, ring lights, anything, screens, laptops, those are all business expenses that you can write off at the end of the year. Okay? You have to keep an accurate account of your business expenses. They're important. So you to understand the difference between your profit, what a profit is, and just income. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of influencers are out here talking about I made $10 million in income, and let me teach you how to make $10 million in incomes, but they're not telling you what their bills are. So we really don't know how much profits they're making in their business, okay? I had to hire an accountant even with the knowledge that I have because I'm growing. So I needed someone to break things down for me, okay? And even with my accountant, I still do my research. This is all 101. It's not even 101. It's those prerequisite classes before you get into the game. Make sure that you understand the business structure that you're walking into, that you're getting, your tax responsibilities as a business owner, you're getting your bank accounts, you're separating your personal income from your business income, you're learning business financial literacy, you're using one of these apps. I don't care if you get a PayPal account, you can run analytics on your business expenses, QuickBooks, Mint. There are tons of free services out there and apps out there that can help you with those things. Should your personal accountant be different from your business accountant? It depends. It depends. Actually, it depends on what you're looking for, right? So your accountant obviously is going to be proficient in your accounting responsibilities, right? But when it comes to branding and marketing, when it comes to those type of strategies, you may need a specialist in that as well. Though you need many people on your team. One individual that you want to get on your team, though, is your accountant. And if you cannot afford an accountant, you need to find somebody with the knowledge so they can help you, and you need to read. and you need to do your research, okay? When it comes to your business, what did you ask? Your business, your personal accountant versus your business accountant. Some accountants are better at your personal endeavors, and some are going to be better at your business endeavors. But a lot of accountants are going to be proficient in both, but you need to ask them that question for real. Like, okay, you're doing my personal accounting, you're doing my taxes. Can you help me with my business taxes as well? Can you help me figure out my long-term business financial strategy? Can you help me X, Y, and Z? When you're going to get a tax preparer or you're going to an accountant, you want to ask them if they're just proficient in personal taxes or they're proficient in business taxes. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to get someone who's proficient in both. They're going to be much, much worth your investment because they're going to understand you much better in what your needs are. Okay, if that answered your question. What else? Yeah, so I got tons of bills. Like I said, workers' compensation insurance was hitting me with bills every year. I was getting penalty bills from the IRS. I was getting penalty bills from the state. I got on my computer. It was like, girl, listen, I had to figure things out because at the end of the day, you can make money and you could be paying bills and paying all these penalties and you still profiting $0. Okay? The goal is for you to make huge profits even with your expenses, okay? Not for you to be bogged down by all of the income coming in, but you have to pay all of these penalties. You want to enjoy your money. You want to enjoy your earnings and your hard work. Those things are important, okay? And different levels requires different things. 5 years ago, I didn't require all of these things. I didn't, right? So it was pretty simple. I was making like, probably my first year I made like 16,000 and I was just like, oh, I'm making some money. But it wasn't as, I didn't need it, right? Now that I'm creating something a bit more sophisticated, I'm making more money. I need someone with more experience to help me and to guide me in this process, okay? We need business financial literacy for entrepreneurs. Earn Your Leisure, all day. I recommend them. I love those guys. Earn Your Leisure. I'm also launching a coaching program for people who are coming into the game, who needs help, who needs guidance, and I'm here to point them in the right direction. I can recommend accountants. I'm going to bring in accountants, financial specialists. We didn't even talk about business credit. Most of us are not even maximizing on the business credit. We're not building any business credit at all, which is something that we should be doing as entrepreneurs, okay? But like I said, yes, Stephanie, different levels require different things. When you're starting out, write down your goals, choose your business entities that fit where you want to go, where you see yourself, and then get the right people behind you to guide you in the right direction. Okay? My name is Dana Cannon Bryson, and I hope you enjoyed my live. And if you want to book a consult with me, my link is in my bio. I am always available to you. You could DM me with questions. Maybe there's a topic that you want me to discuss, and I can absolutely bring it up and discuss it on my lives. And yeah, I look forward to meeting you, helping you, and learning from you. See you soon. Bye.